everyone, on this beautiful summer sunny day. I'd like to thank you for joining us as we celebrate the arrival of cyclists from the Our Ability team. With lots of friends from Price Chopper Market 32, ARC, that have made their way here from across the state. These last 12 days, the starting point west of here, 364 miles. They will have come across this great state of New York, and from Amsterdam this morning. For those of you who haven't joined us for this annual rally in years past, Journey Along the Erie Canal is an annual bike ride. It's organized by Our Ability, an organization dedicated to achieving diversity and inclusion in the workplace that raises both awareness and funding around building employment opportunities and empowering people with disabilities. On behalf of all Price Chopper and Market 32 teammates, I'd like to welcome you here to our headquarters in thriving downtown Schenectady, New York. As a homegrown company, yes. As a homegrown company with nearly 90 years of history, we've developed a lot of relationships over the years. And many of those relationships, whether trade partnerships or community partnerships, are well documented and well publicized. Some help us get product onto our shelves, advertise or sustain and improve the communities in which we operate through philanthropy. Now, other partnerships of ours are less visible, but mind you, no less essential to our brand. As a company, we recognize that our greatest asset is people. People who accept the responsibility of a job or career, people who strive to be a reliable member of a team, and people who take pride in making meaningful contribution to the workplace and to the world around them. As Price Chopper and Market 32 continues to evolve into the future, people remain the key ingredient to our success. And we value our pursuits in workforce development and the many relationships with which we've been blessed in striving for a diverse and inclusive employment agent. So for us, today is much more than cheering on those whose will and determination have propelled them in their varied sets of pedals along the Erie Canal. It's about applauding our partners, the efforts they make, and the inspiration that they share 24/7, 365 days a year.
A shout out to the Our Ability Journey team in the back that's hiding, who has helped with flat tires, who has kept me going and pushed us and pulled, and I could not do it without my family and friends, and so I greatly appreciate it. I want to say especially, we talk about friendship, Mona, you talk about community and friendship. There's nothing more important along the Erie Canal than a community, and we are one long, great community in upstate New York. And I feel that when I see the Price Chopper Market 32 signs along the state. It warms my heart to see it because I know the amount of people that Price Chopper Market 32 hires, people with disabilities. I see it in the friendships that we have along the state with Kirk Lewis and Schenectady ARC. And those friendships mean a lot to me, Kirk, and to everybody on the team. Dan Murray and WWA ARC is here as well. Dan and I were friends before any of this public advocacy stuff started. So it's nice that our careers have come in line as well in this. The Canal Corporation, Brian Stratton and everybody else with the Canal Corporation is a huge friend to Our Ability and Journey Along the Erie Canal. We have a wonderful historic symbol of ability with the Erie Canal. And if you don't think about it, if you look at the Erie Canal and the engineering that it took 200 years ago and the work that is done along the canal today, it is a wonderful symbol for what ability is. And New York State is all about ability. The ARCs are all about ability. People with disabilities in general are about ability, not disability. Price Chopper Market 32 is about ability.
It's fine to talk about things and say things, but it's really powerful to share important outcomes and results of these important efforts to advance our work, which is the employment of individuals with disabilities. And there are two people in particular that I want to recognize and highlight today. The first is Amethyst Gardner. Why don't you come up with me, Amethyst? If you remember, maybe you remember, 2 years ago, we announced the introduction and implementation of a brand new scholarship award called the Ability Advantage, which was another way to either look inside our four walls at Price Chopper or look out in our communities and award an important scholarship to an individual in relation to all the efforts we're trying to advance with all the work that we're doing. And I'm proud to announce that Amethyst is the 2019 Ability Advantage Scholarship graduate, 2019 graduate of Oneonta High School. Will be attending SUNY Oneonta State University of New York this fall to pursue a degree in early childhood and elementary education. Her extracurricular activities, I mean, my goodness, what a highlight of items. She donates her time to the United Way, which is a cause that's near and dear to our hearts at Price Chopper. She's a peer tutor. She's part of the French and National Honor Societies at school. And in addition, and I'm probably leaving some things out, but you've got some amazing credentials. And probably more impressive than anything is how inspiring her story was for us. And reading, not only looking at your credentials, but just reading your story, talking about having to overcome obstacles, you know, and basically accepting who you are and the fact that you're unique and working hard. And that's something that John always has taught me, and I think taught all of us, that we have to embrace our differences, have to embrace our uniqueness, and that's really what makes us thrive in this world. So Amethyst is the real deal. We're so happy and proud to have you here today. And once again, congratulations. I'd like to recognize Crystal Norris. Crystal, come on up here. So if topic number 1 2 years ago was the Ability Advantage Scholarship, the co-important topic of that day was talking about a brand new concept we had rolled out as a company called the Hiring Advantage, which is a very important program that I think formalizes and puts some really good structure and advocacy to all this important work that we're doing with employment. And back then it was just getting started, but we knew we were onto something really special with some of those early successes. And now, I guess 2 years later, and the program's really lasted now about 3 years in total, it's been an incredible success story. To be completely honest, one of probably the most, if not the most successful programs I've ever seen, and now starting my 27th year with this company. And that's pretty amazing when something sticks like that. So Crystal was hired because she participated in our Hiring Advantage. And what I think is really awesome about it is, what department do you work in? Our bakery department. Bakery. And what we're trying to do is, this isn't just about a certain position, or, you know, it's great maybe that we hire some individuals on the front end in certain specific areas. We're now seeing teammates being hired and really successing and thriving and branching out into other areas of the departments and other departments within the company. And Crystal really exemplifies that. So we wanted to recognize her as a stellar teammate, as a Hiring Advantage graduate, and someone that we're very proud of. And again, to not mess things up, I did something yesterday that I wanted to share. I called Carlos. Now everyone knows who Carlos is. Carlos De Sousa, our legendary store manager of Market Bistro. And I said, tell me about Crystal. And Carlos said, oh my, everyone knows Carlos's energy. Oh, Crystal, oh, in the bakery, oh my goodness, she's fantastic. He described her as, and specifically, self-motivated, which is critical in our business, conscientious, always engaging and friendly with our customers, completely focused on her work in the bakery department and getting the work done and having that great balance of getting all the work done with engaging with people, which is sometimes our downfall. It's very hard to do in our world. So, Crystal, congratulations. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being the real deal in what you do and being such a great champion and an example of how successful our efforts can be. Thank you so much.